Intro. This is Tuesday. Thanks for not talking while your teacher's talking. Tuesday, October 22nd, year of our Lord 2019. We're in pre-algebra, and you did, I think, only 6 through 13 on page 142 and 143. Let's see how you did. Number 6. Your answer should look like this. X is less than 10. X is less than 10, and your graph should look like this. Two parts to your directions. Solve it, and then graph it. So if X is less than 10, you can adjust your number line for each problem you do. So I would say if this is 10, and that's 9, 8, and so forth, right? And then right above that, if it's less than 10, 10's not included, I'm going to put a circle where 10 is and an arrow to the left because it indicates less than on the number line. This is an open circle because 10's not included. Everybody got it? That's what number 6 should look like. Number 7, t is less than -2. So when you graphed it, t is less than -2. This time your number line, you'll start at like, okay, this is -2, -1, 0, 1, and it's less than again. Open circle to the left. Everything less than -2 fits that problem. Check it. So in number 7, number less than -2. Let's say your number was -4. -4 is less than -2, right? Is 8 greater than 6? Yes. And it fits, because -4 plus 10 is 6. Number 8. Your answer was P is greater than -5. Greater than -5. So real quick, the graph would look like this is -5, -4, -3, greater than to the right. Is this making sense to everybody? The graph looks like this. No. -5 is not included, and it's greater than, so everything on the number line greater than -5 fits that problem, that inequality. Yes?
You know how that helps me, like how to know if it goes that way or that way?
Do tell.
It's whatever the side of the, like the bar, the sign thing, whatever, like pointing to it.
There you go. Yeah. Pretty simple, huh? Number 9. They guided you through this problem. If you added all the current scores, what'd you get? Yes, Dave?
I wasn't here Friday or yesterday.
I know. We missed you dearly. Are you following what we're doing now? We're on page 142. Hey, here's what you do, David. Right now, you sit there and you're like, as I go through this, don't keep telling yourself I wasn't here. Tell yourself, okay, I wasn't here, but let me see if I can pick up what he's saying here. All right? You'll do them, but don't worry about it right now. Just try to pick up what we're doing. Number 9. They guided you through it. They said first thing you're going to do is add up your current scores. What'd you get? 360. Next step. Let X represent the 5th score and write and solve an inequality. What do they mean? What is the total points you need on the 5 tests? 425. You need to get, what 2 words am I going to say? You need to get at least, is anybody out there? You need to get at least 425 points on these tests to get the grade you want, to get a B. You need to get how much? At least 425. What do you have so far? So this is what your inequality would look like. I need to get at least, whatever my scores are, it has to be greater than or equal to 425. listen, this is new stuff, and as I look around, as I'm doing it on the board, because I don't need to do it for myself, do it for you, I see so many people kind of like, I'm waiting for them to tell me what work they're going to do today. Focus. I need to get at least 425. What's that look like if I say at least? Greater than or equal to 425. So far I have 360, and they said if x equals the fifth test, I need to add to 360 a certain amount that's going to get me, what's the phrase? What's the two words? At least 425. David, do you understand why this means at least that much? I have to get something greater than or equal to 425 on this side of the inequality. So how do I solve it? Just like I do an equation. I have x here. I got 360 here. What am I going to subtract, Noah? 360 from both sides?
Yeah.
So then x is greater than or equal to 65. Now, hopefully your goal going into this test wasn't to get a B. Because if you had already had 360, your average was already a 90 for 4 tests. So hopefully you're aspiring to, at that point, if you've got a 90% going into the 5th test, I would hope you'd be like, hey, what do I have to get at least to get a A? Not like, I'm a slacker, hey, mom and dad's okay if I just get A's or B's. So since I got a 90 right now, I'll just cruise on this test. All I need is a 65. I don't like that story, Brian. Yes.
I have a question. Like, I did it that way, but like I'm saying, like, what if you, like, technically could you just put 1,000 and you'd be right because you would get a B?
What?
You need to get at least a,
No, that could.
listen, yes, Noah, anything 65 or more, you would get the grade you want.
Yeah.
You with me?
Yeah.
But you can't just say, well, first of all, there's no 1,000. There's only 100 points.
Oh.
Okay? So, shh. But you understand how we got here.
Yeah.
You're trying to find the bare minimum of what you need to get a B. So the lesson here, outside of learning how to solve the inequality, is that you're not trying to do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Mitchell's like, who would be that close to an A and say, what do I need to get a B?
I've never said that.
Loser. I mean, really?
Mr. Duncan,
Yeah.
I think John forgot his books.
You think,
Yeah, I think he forgot his books.
how long you been thinking of this one? You think
He told me to say that yesterday.
Johnny forgot? Okay. Spencer is concerned, Johnny, that you forgot your books.
Well, we saw him last night at the gym thing and he told us.
So there you go, Johnny. Hopefully Julia and Sawyer got theirs. Here we go, number 10.
Florida. Julie's in Florida right now.
She's not back yet?
Yeah, she's.
Back today. Okay. All right. What would you write for that graph? Raise your hand. Tell me what you wrote. There's the graph. What inequality did you write, Kiera?
I'm not sure how to.
Come on, Kiera.
I'm not sure how to.
This is number 10.
-2 is less than 1. I don't know how to do it.
Number 10. X is greater than -2. Look at that graph. Everything greater than -2 fits the solution. X could be anything greater than -2. Say amen if you get that.
Amen.
Number 11. What would that inequality look like? Looking at that graph, same thing I told David. Open your book and try to follow here. David, what would your inequality look like looking at that graph?
X is greater than -5.
You're very close. Look at the graph on number 10, David.
Yeah.
What is over top of -2? Is it a closed circle or an open circle?
Open.
That means just greater than. What's the dot look like on number 11? Is it open or closed? That means -5 is included. So your Go ahead.
-5
X is
less equal?
greater than or equal to -5. X is greater than or equal to -5. Stop, listen, stop, look, listen, Seth. Do you see the difference between these two? Open circle, -2 wasn't included. Closed circle, X could be exactly -5. -5 is included. No affirmation there. Affirmation over there. I get a head nod. I get eyes that say, yes, I get it.
Yeah.
Over here, I get, let's not make eye contact, and he'll know, he won't even know I'm lost. And the bell's going to ring, and the class will be over, and then we'll pretend it never happens again. Maybe Jesus will return. It won't matter if I never did it. But that's not honoring.
I get it. I don't get it. The next one.
Next, number 12. What should I write for number 12? Since David wasn't here, and he's doing what I said to do, and he's trying to pick up on this as we go, give number 12 another shot, David.
X is greater than or equal to
Which way is the arrow going? To the left or to the right? So when it goes to the left, is it less than or greater than? So just try it again.
X is greater than
Okay.
I mean,
What?
less than or equal to 2.
Less than or equal to 2. And number 13. X is less than 6. It's an open circle. 6 is not included. X is less 6. Miss Jade. Couldn't hear it. Yeah. X is, I thought you had something else. Did you have to do 14, 15, 16, or 17?
No.
All right. Number 14. Is -4.5 part of the solution according to the graph? Raise your hand. Don't blurt it out. Dominic, number 14. Is -4.5 part of the solution?
Yes. Wait, no, sorry. Wrong line.
Which is it, Dominic?
No.
No. -4.5 would be just to the left of -4. Would it not, Rachel? Rachel's like, oh, he's moving on. Number 15. Rachel, would -4 be part of the solution? No. Is the circle open or closed? Then no. -4 is not included. Everything greater than -4 is included. Therefore, Casey, is 2.5 part of the solution? Yes. Casey, if you look at the graph, it goes from -4 to infinity to the right. Everything greater than -4 is included in the solution. So yes to number 16. Number 17. Jonathan Mitchell, is 0 part of the solution?
Yeah.
Yes. It's greater than -4. Can I hear an amen?
Amen. Amen.
Oh. Noah,
Yeah.
just say number 18 to me.
Okay. Z is less than or equal to 8.
Just say number 19, Ev.
J is greater than -4.
Just say number 20, Cameron.
W is greater than or equal to -15.
And just say number 21, Ethan.
N is less than 0.
Okay, 22 through 30, but you only have 8 minutes. By now, to do these 9 problems should take you a little less than 1 minute each. Go. It's not homework. 22 through 30 to be done by 10:20. So wake up, Lauren. Let's roll. Well, you're not closed eyes sleeping. You're kind of open eyed sleeping. Like trying to struggle. Yeah, just try to struggle, make it through the day.
But I get to step off here. Because I'm studying hall.
See, you were open eyed thinking of sleeping.
Oh.
I don't know, whatever you say, probably sing like.
Yeah, because
Spence,
What are we doing?
let's go. 22 through 30, but you gotta go. Rapid fire. Keep the pencil moving. Your pencil should hardly come off the paper. X
What if you have to?
or K plus 4 is less than or equal to 11. Subtract 4 from each side. Boom, done. Number 23.
Good to make good.
I'm confused. Wait, so.
Okay, listen.
K equals.
Just graph 22, 23, and 24. Do not graph the rest of them. Just graph 22, 23, and 24. Do not graph 25 through 30. Just graph the first three and that'll be comfortable, you know what you're doing. You're doing 22 through 30. You only have to graph the first three.
Oh, the graph are like the arrow things.
Yes,
Yeah.
graph. Showing it in a picture. Graph. Photograph. A picture from light.
I don't know.
The first three.
Just the first three, Dominic. 22 through 24. We're down to 6 minutes to be done. Yes, because you're moving. Let's go.
6 No.
I mean, 23, subtract 8 from both sides, done. 24, add 6 to both sides, done. 25, subtract 17 from both sides, done. And you only got to graph the first three. If it's not included, it's open. It's not equal to, it's less than 10. If it is included, there's not one up there. It's a closed dot to show that -5 is included. Thanks. Tell me we have enough for junior high girls basketball team.
We have two. Okay.
You have 11.
Me and me.
There's 11 total girls playing basketball in junior high?
We have 11. 7th grade.
Do we have a girls basketball team junior high?
let's go, Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny.
I'm not.
I'm talking about you.
Eighth grade. Oh, we don't have that.
Keep moving.
It's just all one.
You're down
I
to
don't think it's
3.5
included.
minutes. You're done already?
What?
26.
Subtract 6 from both sides,
I
done.
don't understand.
I get two times.
At a girl, LP. One thing I know, from 22 to 30, no bushes,
What?
no shrubs, no obstacles in her way. She's done. She got 22 through 30 done. Nothing got in her way. You had to be there, Lauren.
Oh, I know.
What?
You know the story of the,
Yeah, I ran into the
wow, LP. She's only been here 1 quarter, and she already knows the
I knew like the first three.
proclivity you have for running into bushes,
Yeah, you talk.
shrubs,
Oh,
trees.
yeah,
Goats.
Mr. Franklin, I was going to talk about they were at practice, and Gavin, Brody, and Sam were all yelling at me, and our coach walked up to them and they sprinted. It was just such a, our coach was
2 minutes, less than 2 minutes.
I know.
They give me attention. You're pretty mad.
This is it. It's cold? It's like.
Yeah, we are.
I'm supposed to be out 7 years. I'm not supposed to go. Wait.
It says 7.
Yeah, we're gonna get the questions.
I didn't say 7, I wanted to say 7. I see 7 clearly, I still see 7. Again, it's the point whatever.
Wait, let me see the
Okay.
I only have surgery on that. Less than a minute.
We honestly did.
I'm still trying to figure out what combined.
Mr. Franklin,
Are we going
for my birthday, I'm asking for more sleep.
Today is.
for
Dad,
I'm asking for a watch, a dirt bike, and that's it.
I have a watch, but it's.
I'm gonna ask for Madden if I have it. But no, that's
I'm gonna ask for
I'm
Madden.
gonna ask for a says.
Okay, Spence, why is your stuff closed up? I said this isn't homework, we're getting it done by 10:20. We still got 20 minutes of class left.
Oh.
Wait, 20?
All right, here we go. Number, thanks for not talking while your teacher's talking. Number 22, your answer should be K is less than or equal to 7. K is less than or equal to 7. What's that look like? Real quick, you don't have to be an artist. 8, 7, 6, over here 0. It's less than or equal to 7. 7's included, everything to the left. Anything less than 7 satisfies that solution. Number 23, t is greater than -3. What's that look like? Don't have to be an artist. -4, -3, -2. Okay, it's greater than -3. Not equal to, David, just greater than. Open, certain, no, it was closed. Open. 3's not included. Everything to the right of 3 is included in that solution. Number 24, n is greater than 9. This is 0, this is 1, we'll go way out here to 8, 9, open to the right. That was an awful example. I should have started way more to the left. Number 25, R is greater than or equal to 8. Number 26, M is greater than or equal to what? -16. -10, -6, -16. Number 27, P is greater than 7. Number 28, D is greater than 12. Number 29, M is less than or equal to 11. And number 30, X is greater than, Isaac. What was it? -17. Negative 59 and 42, what's the difference? 17. Which one was larger? -59. Today's lesson in 2 minutes. Ready? Listen quickly because I'm going quickly so you can have more time to get done. Adding and subtracting inequalities, it's the same rules as equations. Multiplying and dividing inequalities, it's almost the same rules. as an equation. Here's the difference. Let's read the middle of page 146. The smart dude with the notebook. Okay. This sounds very familiar to you from equations. Ready? If you multiply each side of an inequality by a positive number, it remains a equivalent inequality. Just like we said, Casey, if you multiply both sides of an equation by the same number, it's still an equation, right? But when it comes to inequalities, look at the second paragraph, middle of page 146. Ready, Isaac? If you multiply each side of an inequality by a negative number, you got to flip the inequality sign. Does that make sense to you? You're multiplying it by the opposite of 2, so you, instead of greater than, it's now less than. Think about it. If you multiply or divide by a negative number, negatives are opposite, so if your original thing said greater than, and you multiply or divide by a negative, it's now less than. Let's dive in. I won't leave you dry. Let's go to page 147. T divided by 6 is greater than 4. What's the answer? This is, if you're following at home, number 1, middle of page 147. T divided by 6 is greater than 4. Solve for T. Somebody tell me what to do. Multiply by 6. If I multiply both sides by 6, T is greater than 24. Can I hear an amen?
Amen.
Okay? Now, let's do number 2. Negative 1/2 x is less than, did that say 10?
Yeah.
Less than or equal to?
Yeah.
10. How do I get rid of negative 1/2? Think.
Add positive.
I would, listen, no. Adding is the opposite of subtraction. This is multiplied together. How do I undo,
One
not negative 1,
or negative.
I divide by
1/2.
negative 1/2, wait, fractions. When you divide fractions, you never actually divide, you multiply by the, so how do I get rid of this negative 1/2? You guys aren't listening. The people that need to listen the most are the ones that listen the least. You find that out as a teacher. The ones that need to listen the most are the ones that listen the least. In order to get rid of negative 1/2 x, I do what I always do when it's multiplied. I divide by negative 1/2. You with me? That's going to equal 1. But remember, when you're dividing fractions, you never actually divide by a half. You actually multiply by the opposite. So it's times negative 2, because you flip it. Remember, flip it, flipper? That leaves me with x equal, x, it would be less than or equal to negative 20, but since I'm multiplying or dividing by a negative, this has to switch.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing the same thing I always do with equations. But since I'm multiplying or dividing by a negative, I have to switch the inequality. So the answer to this is greater than or equal to negative 20. Number, well, you're still trying to digest that. Number 3, 27 is greater than negative 3t. 27 greater than negative 3t. How do I get rid of the negative 3? Divide by? Why do you keep saying 3? If I take a negative 3 and divide it by 3, I got a negative t. I want to know what t is. What am I dividing by? Negative 3. If I divide by negative 3, that gets rid of the negative 3, right? So I got t over here. Now wait. That means I have to divide this side by negative 3. If I divide or multiply by a negative, I got to switch the inequality. It's the opposite of. Negative, remember, means opposite of. So the opposite of greater than is less than. Divided by -3, -9. T is greater than -9. You want to check it?
No.
I'm sorry. Should this be equal to, or no?
No.
Okay. Don't say no, you don't want to check it. Watch. Let's go to the original equation. What's -3 times -9? Positive 20. Did you say regular 27? Positive 27. Is 27 greater than 27? That's why -9 is not part of the solution. T is greater than -9. Give me any number greater than -9.
-8.
-8. Let's put -8 in the original. What's -3 times -8? Positive 24. Is 27 greater than 24? That's why it works. Give me another number greater than -9.
0. 1,000.
1,000. What's -3 times 1,000?
-1,000.
-3,000. Is 27 greater than -3,000? A lot greater. You with me? Makes sense. And the last one, 9n is less than 63. Divide by 9?
Yes.
Am I going to flip this? No, because I'm not dividing by a negative. I'm not dividing by an opposite, so I'm not going to do the opposite. N is less than 7. Bingo? Bingo. Beep. Turn the page. Your homework is 9 through 24. Sorry. Every once in a while you have homework.
25.
Listen,
I
listen. When you go home and take your nap after school, then you'll wake up and you'll be refreshed to do your homework if you haven't. 9 through 24. Page 148. Julia, Johnny, and Sawyer. One of the few times you actually have homework. It's almost impossible for you to get this done before the period's over. 9 through 24, page 148. David, Isaac. What do you do if you miss?
Mark it up.
Catch up.
You have to find out what you missed, right?
Yeah.
And then show me you did.
Oh.
Find out what you missed, and then show me you did. Okay. Isaac will be glad to hear that it actually wasn't as much as what was in the record. Unless you already did it. Yeah.
Oh, it was a lot. Oh, yes, it was. Oh, you bought it. Oh, you bought it.
Or Friday. Just Thursday or Thursday and Friday? Go on, call and visit her.
Oh, you don't figure it out.
For what? See anything Never would have noticed.
Yeah, I know. That's what everyone
Ugh.
You got A.
Yes.
Oh, you bought it. You bought it.
Look, it doesn't have to be a great piece of art. It takes me, how many seconds did it take me to graph all that? 5.
Isaac, you got new students.
If we're being realistic, 10.